I know, I'm late to the party. The Digitone 2 is already out, the Digitakt 2 came out ages ago, but a lot of people have been picking up some pretty cheap deals on DN1 and DT1. This could be a new journey into the Elektron workflow for you, and this might be your first time going into the Elektron world and you want to know where to start. Well, this video is going to help you out. Let's jump in. Alright, tip number 1, randomize everything. The way most people start learning is by manipulating the presets, but eventually you sort of run into this block with all of them and you start using the same ones. You really want to design your own sounds with these boxes. Randomizing everything really helps, speed up that process. Alright, so randomizing everything. The way randomizing pages works is if I've got a sound, this is just the initialized sound. If I hold a page function button and I hit yes, see how it says randomize page? So if I want to randomize the amp function, same deal. So that's cool, I like that with the release. If I want to do it on the LFO page, so there you go, that's how you randomize everything. If you want to go back to the way things were before you saved, you just hit function no. You don't have to be the most incredible sound designer and know exactly why you're doing everything. Tweaking the presets is fine. Playing the presets is fine. Randomizing is just another way of developing your skill, and eventually you'll find why that sounds cool by looking into all those page functions and what happened. A lot of the time you don't really know why you want to choose all these values, but just going to the page functions and hitting random just to find a little bit of inspiration in those functions is really helpful. It really changes that workflow and makes it a bit more explorative and also just random. Number 2, the sequencer. The Elektron sequencer is famous everywhere. It's incredible and so powerful, and there's a big reason why people talk about it so much is because it really is amazing. In particular, I think what's really interesting in your beginning of your journey with the sequencer is just learning the different sequencer modes. So we've got 3 modes on these small Elektron boxes. There's live recording mode, there's step recording mode, and then there's grid recording mode. The way that we get to grid mode is we hit our record button, and then what we're going to do is we're going to hold down our trig where we want to place our note. I'll just play a simple chord, right? And then I'll put one here as well, and then I'll put one here. And we can see that we've added all our trigs there. The next way is by live recording. So I'll turn my metronome on. We can see it just adds our trigger in. You can quantize it if you want to with the quantize settings there. Pretty simple. The last mode is step recording mode. The way we get to that is holding record and pressing stop. It lights up green, and each time we press a note it will move on to the next step. right? cool applications for that there as well. Knowing the difference between those modes is really important, and knowing the applications of why we would want to use different modes is really important. So learning those three modes and really getting used to how those three modes work is a good way in the beginning. Number 3 is Trigless Trigs. The idea of Trigless Trigs can be a little bit confusing at first. It's really worth familiarizing yourself with what Trigless Trigs are and how they work and why we would want to use them in our sequence. They are a really powerful function for changing and manipulating your sounds and parameters without triggering a note. So for my Trigless Trigs, I'm first just going to get a little sequence going. Alright, now I'm going to add my Trigless Trig. So I'm going to hold down function and I'm going to press the trig that I want to add it to. It lights up yellow. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to hit this filter button and I'm going to leave the filter closed there, and then I'm going to add another one to open it back up here. It's pretty simple, but you can get really carried away and really complex with these things. It really just depends on your style and work and how you like to do things, but familiarizing yourself with Trigless Trigs is really important in the beginning of your journey because that is a really powerful part of the sequencer. Number 4 is parameter locks. Parameter locks or P-locks allow you to lock a certain parameter value to a note trigger. The parameters then remain locked to that note trigger. So parameter locks are similar to Trigless Trigs, except they only affect the trigs with note data on them. So for an example, I might want to have a longer amp on my first trig, and I might want a shorter release time and less of a decay on my middle one, and this one I might shorten the amp, give it a bit of a longer release, so we can hear it. So there you go, it's another way to add that movement in, just to complicate the movement of these sequences. Parameter locks and Trigless Trigs really improve the movement in your sequences and just help that sequence remain fluid and change over time and not just get stuck in this like 64 note loop, you know? Number 5 is song mode. Song mode turns your patterns into a full piece of music and allows you to look at your patterns in this way of intro, verse, chorus, bridge. You know, not a lot of people love finishing tracks in these boxes, but with song mode and understanding song mode, you really can finish your tracks quite easily, or at least get them to the stage where they're comfortable enough to be recorded straight into a DAW to then condense down. So with song mode, if you've got patterns that you like, for example, I've got these patterns, and I want to make them into more than just a chain, I want to make them into a song. I'm going to turn on my song mode by hitting these 3 dashes and hitting yes, and now my song mode is on. And in my song mode menu, I can edit my pattern if I want to, and I can change that pattern now on the fly. So you can manipulate things live as you go and have your song just keeping going. It's really helpful for just that workflow change and just turning that project or that pattern into a fully fleshed song. So yeah, I really like song mode, and I think it's a really interesting thing to have in a device. As always, I'm going to have a little bit of a jam to finish the video, make a little bit of a beat. Please remember to like and subscribe to my videos for more, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a good one.